Well, hello. Welcome to Clear Skies Perseverance.
Yeah.
I am your game master, Aliza Pearl, and it feels good in this in this surface facility of Utopia Planitia. It's nice and spacious. Oof. Yeah. Well, before we dive into our session tonight, our first session, I have a couple announcements. This episode is sponsored by Modifius Entertainment. In order to celebrate the premiere of Star Trek Picard Season 3, Modifius is releasing 3D STL files for the Star Trek The Next Generation Bridge Crew. These are 8 highly detailed 32mm scale STL files for unpainted multi-part miniatures. And they're to use with your STA tabletop game or to collect if you're a collector of Star Trek figures or minis. You can print them at home if you are fancy and have a 3D printer, which many of you do. Or some of you at least do. But whether or not you're a Star Trek Adventures player, this is a collectible and it's definitely something you want to check out on their website. It's going to be available February 8th, so then that's just in a couple days. So check that out this Wednesday. And then, of course, if you are new to Star Trek Adventures, the 3 best books, which I have had on my desk for weeks and weeks, are the Gamemaster's Guide, if you're going to run the game, or the Player's Guide, if you're going to play in it, and the Star Trek Adventures Core Book, and the Utopia Planitia Source Book. And so you can find all 3 of those core books and more on modifius.net to get your game started. Thank you, Modifius, for sponsoring us.
Thank you.
And we have a partner tonight, a special partner called Explore Mars. Explore Mars is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that is dedicated to getting humans on Mars and the advocacy and dream of that, keeping that dream alive and making it happen. So they are going to be hosting a Humans to Mars Summit, I believe in Washington, D.C. I might have that wrong. Oh, yeah, it literally says it right here. Washington, D.C. That's going to be May 16th through 18th at the National Academy of Sciences, featuring amazing panel sessions with executives from NASA, private space companies, and people from academia and in the arts. So if you're a Mars fan, if you are in the sciences, or if you're just interested in going to this conference, you can go to that. May 16th through 18th. Tickets are on sale. And they also wanted me to tell you about something called the Mars Innovation Challenge. So this is for the young people in your life. Kids from kindergarten to senior year of high school can enter their idea to solve a real-world problem faced by future explorers to Mars and present an innovation to problem solve for humans surviving, living, and thriving on Mars. I mean, pretty perfect for what we're doing here in our game. Whoever wins, they could win $2,400 and a spot at the Humans to Mars Summit to meet engineers and space industry execs. So definitely let any kids in your life, kindergarten to senior year of high school, let them know about this, especially if they're science-oriented kids. Or if they're not yet, definitely let them know. But you can find out all of this and more by following Explore Mars at Explore Mars on all the socials. Go ahead and give them a follow right now. And stay tuned to what they have in store. So I have some special thanks because this is our first episode. And we have had an amazing team come together to bring this game to life. So I want to thank our tech producer, Mike Fatum, and Cryptic Studios for this the incredible work you all have put together to get us on your channel. The overlay, all of the help with marketing and design, and obviously Mike just like leading the charge with directing the tech of this show. Thank you so much, Cryptic Studios and Star Trek Online. I also want to thank Thomas Marrone, also of Star Trek Online, who is not only a fabulous starship designer, but he also designed our show logo and our uniforms, our custom uniforms and the character art. And we all love the custom uniforms. I feel like over time, some of us are going to try to like cosplay them. I'm like trying to figure out how I can do it as easily as possible because I don't sew very well. I just glue things on. That's my cosplay ability. But I'm sure you'll see some of us cosplaying those, and maybe you'll make your own custom Utopia Planitia uniform designed by Thomas Marrone. We also want to thank Nikki Dawes, who created our fabulous character art of each and every character, just brought them to life and gave them so much beautiful expression and specificity. So thank you so much, Nikki Dawes. We love your work. Thank you. And I want to thank Eric and Sam, my fellow Streampunks producers, for all of your incredible hard work and your support and the emotional support and the friendship and just everything. Years and years of everything. And our Streampunks mods, years and years of everything as well. Thank you for holding us down for so long and so well and taking such good care of our community. And thank you to the Cryptic Studios mods who are welcoming us onto the channel. Thank you for taking care of us and our community as well. And finally, to the Aux crew. Last but not least, probably the most important piece, the Aux crew. Thank you so much for your generous support of the Streampunks and in making this game happen. If you're not already part of the Aux crew and you don't know what I'm talking about, head over to ko-fi.com, so ko-fi.com, and you can become a supporter of the Streampunks, and you can help contribute to what we're doing here on stream and making games and bringing live plays to you. So that's ko-fi.com, and you can choose a level to support at, but different levels have certain perks. So check that out, and we hope to see you over there. And we don't really have time for a lot of announcements, but I just wanted to leave a little space because I think there's just one we need to get in. Does anyone have an announcement? Sam.
If it's okay, it's just that it's all of us, and we're going to space, and I met you going to space, and I love space, and it's Mars, which is a really good spot in space, and we get to go there together, and you're gonna lead us to glory in space, and I'm excited.
Yes, and with that, we will begin. So everyone,
I can come back.
Yes, come back.
I guess.
And
Okay.
let's build.
Okay. Yeah, I was expecting. I was like,
Everyone
whatever.
take it in.
It's gonna be for gears. Hey, it wasn't an eggplant, so we're stepping up here.
Look, do you
Taking
know
the visuals.
how hard it is to find Ferengi headpieces?
No, I
easy.
don't, Bonnie. But I have a feeling I'm going to be finding out through the course of this game, which I'm ready for. I'm ready for it.
Okay, and so now we begin the story of Clear Sky's Perseverance. Mars 2414. A bustling, busy surface campus facility. A collection of buildings that make up the campus of Utopia Planitia Starfleet shipyards. It's the morning, first thing in the morning, when people are heading to their stations for work, perhaps. And this is not just any other day at Utopia Planitia. You know, there's typically a lot of visitors to Mars in this day and age, 2414. There were some things that happened in the past, some rogue attacks. The station has been fortified accordingly to make sure security is up to snuff. But in an effort to make sure that Mars still feels like a safe place again, tourism has been really important to the Federation, to Starfleet, and the Mars Tourism Board. And in conjunction with the Mars Tourism Board and Utopia Planitia Starfleet shipyards, they have christened today the first of many, hopefully, biannual Utopia Planitia Starfleet Shipyards Open House. A time when visitors from all different parts of the solar system and the galaxy in all different quadrants, but especially perhaps Alpha Quadrant, can come to Mars and visit the shipyards and see what the rebuilt shipyards look like after all these years. We have one of our party members today, the only one who's in command on this very engineering heavy party. He has been tasked, like all commanders, all mid-tier commanders in Utopia Planitia, he has been tasked with leading a tour. And so, Veluth, we find you in your office in about 20 minutes, you're expected to report down to the visitor's desk on the main floor of the administrative building. You have a list of names of people who are part of your tour group and just light descriptions, species, mainly species and ages, so that you can meet them and know who you're going to be taking on a tour and adjust your content accordingly.
I think we would find Veluth sending a message to the Federation, going, I understand the importance of establishing a secure presence on Mars and that tourism encourages that. In fact, I believe that it is so important that logically we should devote resources to it as so that the tourists can see us at our full capacity. If I am leading the tour, I do not find that I will be able to help at full capacity, and so we will not be showing the best of Starfleet. Perhaps we should have this in consideration for next year.
Okay.
Smooth.
With that, I will go to find the touring party.
Okay. You exit your office, walk down the hall, get into the elevator, down to the first floor. And when those elevator doors open, you walk into a busier than normal lobby of the administrative and habitation building. Now, this is, as you know, this is a really big, quite big building that has administrative buildings on some floors, and then other floors are where you all live, the quarters. There's also recreation. There's some living spaces that are more like perhaps, well, we'll get into the details of what those are later. But this is our living facility, basically. Live and work. And so you're now in this lobby, bustling lobby. You see other commanders in their red and black and with the gold stripe uniforms standing with their tours. And you see a couple of other commanders standing behind what you know to be the visitor's desk. And that's where you are to report.
I make my way just... I think there's going to be a beat where Veluth takes a deep breath. I've put together Galaxy-class starships. They should be fine. And I go to the visitors desk, the visitor section as commanded.
Okay. As you walk over, one of the commanders behind the desk looks up and says, Commander Veluth, your group is almost assembled. We're just waiting for, well, the bulk of them, actually. It's one family. It's a large family. But these are a few of your tour people you're giving a tour.
Oh, wonderful. Lovely to meet all of you.
You look over and you see 3 people. You see a couple. And you look, if you compare this to the list that you were given, you figure that this couple are named Jamila and Musad, and they're 30-something human of Arabic origin, Arabic descent, and they're a couple on their honeymoon. And you also see a little old lady who is in her 80s named Carmen, who looks to be traveling solo from Puerto Rico on Earth.
Lovely to meet all of you. I am Commander Veluth. I am in charge of fleet operations. This is obviously Utopia Planitia. It is a pleasure to meet all of you. I look forward to showing you the ins and out of Starfleet's operations here. If there are any questions, I will be more than happy to answer them to the best of my ability. We will be visiting various departments where, if there are questions that are outside of my ability, perhaps we will find specialists in the questions that you asked. Until
Moose.
the rest of our party joins, are there any questions thus far?
Musad raises his hand and he says, yeah, I really want to know, will we get to see like some things getting built? Are there things being built right now?
There are always things being built, and you will see quite a bit of it. The inner workings of a starship are quite intricate. You will see things from warp cores to replicators to different
Musad and
phaser
Jamila
arrays.
look at each other and they're just like geeking out.
From phaser arrays to the inner workings of the interior of the starships that Starfleet lives in throughout their voyages throughout the galaxy.
Oh my goodness, that's really... Jamila pulls out a data pad, a personal data pad, not a Starfleet issue, and she says, I heard that there's this influencer who works here. Does she still work here? Is that true? Like, I know sometimes I see her posting about Utopia Planitia. Her name is Vivi.
If we are fortunate, I'm sure that we'll find Vivi in the midst of her duties.
Oh my god.
Quite a dedicated personnel. And Starfleet is lucky to have her abilities benefiting all of us.
At that point, Vivi comes out, and Vivi is drinking from just a giant matcha latte, and talking like through her communicator, like, I said ivory. If I wanted off-white, don't you think I would have asked for off-white? Do you think I would have asked for eggshell? I asked for ivory and blinding white. They are two different colors. You can't just give me a bunch of ivory and eggshell and think that I won't know the difference. Oh, hey, boss.
Oh my god.
Hello,
oh my god.
Vivi.
Honey, that's her.
If I could have you spare a moment of your time, I'm giving a tour of the station.
Vivi, you see this 30-something woman who is just obviously like enamored with you, and she has her data pad up and she's like taking what maybe pictures or video, you're not sure, but it's in that kind of position pointed at you.
Hi. Welcome.
Hi. Oh my god, you
Hi.
see it? Oh my god.
Hi, my name is Vivi, and this is a starship. Over here you will find our boss. He is the captain. His ears are pointy. His tongue is pointier. Over here you will find the rest of the ship, where we have various snacks and comfort foods that I pack and put away every day for each of us. Over here you will find a fleece blanket on a couch. A couch is a replica from Earth that I found. It is from the 21st century, and it used to belong to a TikToker named Jackie Aina.
Oh my god. Do you mind if I post that on my HoloNet? Is that okay?
I only talk like that when people are posting things on their HoloNet.
Okay. I'll tag you. It's so nice to meet you. Thanks.
Wait, hold on. Let me. Oh, hi, Jamila. Let's get in here. Hey, everybody. This is my homegirl, Jamila. We just met doing a tour of the starship, but you can't tape too much or else he's going to get real mad because, like, security secrets and, like, whatever. But so only record where you're allowed to record.
Yes.
Hi, boss.
If I may, it might be prudent to introduce yourself by your title and a short explanation as to what you do here at Utopia Planitia.
Oh, my name's Vivi. I'm a cabin designer, or like whatever. I like make cabins designy. I'm basically here to make sure that everything feels as comfy and cozy as many of our special guests or hostages might need them to be. We won't know which ones there are, but all of them
We don't have hostages. It's very
Well,
important.
Not yet, but when we do have them, they should be comfortable.
Starfleet makes no Starfleet has no intentions of acquiring hostages. We do have brigs, but that is only as a that is never a first case reaction. We only use the brigs as necessary if transactions
Yes.
are made against the law or the Prime Directive.
Yes, and the brigs will be patterned in all white, fluffy pillowcases. And if someone gets dirt on one of them, I swear to God, they will be full on arrested. And Vivi walks away.
Oh, okay. I'll post that one too. Nice to meet you.
Perhaps that last one, not so much. But it takes all types to make Starfleet run.
I'm sorry, I already
Uh,
posted it. And at that point, a bustling family of mostly denobulins and what appears to be a couple of humans burst through the front door. And you see the family that you've been waiting for. You see 3 parents, 2 are denobulin, 1 is human, and you see 4 kids, varying in ages from as big as 12 and as little as 3. And they bustle in, and the parents are kind of wrangling the children. One parent is on point looking around and spots the visitor's desk and spots you and kind of cautiously, are you, do we?
I am Commander Valuth. I believe you should, if you are a part of my touring party, recognize me by the information given to you on the for the tour.
Oh, yes, okay. Yes, everyone come this way, over here, to this desk. Listen, Wyvern, you wipe that smirk off of your face, okay? No shenanigans this time. This is a secure facility. Do not embarrass Mommy, okay? Hi. Hi.
Hello, it's
I'm
a
sorry we're
pleasure
late. I'm so sorry.
It's quite all right. We make contingencies for such things. You
good.
just missed our interior designer, Vivi, but I'm sure throughout the tour we will run into her again.
Oh, Lacey is really will we get to go see that? Because yes, Lacey is really artistic and would like to see some design things.
It would, of course. Now that we're all gathered together,
Vivi yells outside, "More white!"
As Vivi's crossing, I'm guessing you're heading to your lab.
Yeah, I'm heading back over. More white! It's not white enough!
As the doors swing open just in time for you to hear her scream that, and then the doors close and Vivi continues to cross across the courtyard to the lab building. And everyone has your attention.
As you can see, we are passionate about every aspect of what we do here. We understand that every assignment given to us by Starfleet is going to impact the lives of hundreds, thousands, or entire quadrants of the galaxy. So everything is of the utmost importance. I'm happy to show you around. Again, if there are any questions, please feel free to ask them. But let's begin the tour, shall we?
And they all nod and mutter their agreement, and the family collects their children, and the couple and the grandma all follow behind you. Where are you leading them to? What's the first stop?
I would like to lead them to the part that I believe is the most exciting part of Starfleet. I will take them to the science division. So
Right.
I'm going to briskly make my way there and ask, do we have any budding scientists in our number?
Wyvern, actually, the 12-year-old who had a smirk on their face, kind of raises their hand.
Wonderful. Then you're going to thoroughly enjoy what comes next. We are going to our science division, where hopefully you'll be able to meet Lieutenant Soselle, a wonderful scientist in their own way, and they'll be able to take you through many of the experimental workings that we are developing here at Starfleet. Just don't touch anything unless instructed to.
You see Wyvern kind of slowly lower their hand and just
Of
devilish
course.
grin.
Wonderful. Okay, let's go. Children. They sent me children. All right.
Keep your hands to yourself. Don't touch anything. You heard the nice person say that. And you continue on. So the sciences division is there's some different sections. So there's the design bureau building, which is the a different building than you're in, that you will probably head to later, that has some sciences, but the labs are mostly in this building, the administration building, the far end, away from the quarters and the offices for safety reasons. So once again, you head over to the elevator, you pile all of your gagglers in, gagglers in, and zoop, head up to the second floor, exit, and head down the hallway towards the science lab area.
All right. I think as I'm guiding, if there's a moment, I'm just gonna hit on the comms. Lieutenant Soselle, I have a tour, and we should be heading in your direction in less than 5 minutes. If there's anything
How did I wrong
particularly,
you?
In a number of ways, but if it's important for a team to share the burden.
Careful. I don't want you to walk backward into something while you're guiding this tour. See you soon.
Acknowledged. And I'm gonna just walk through. Like, maybe I said 5 minutes, but it's just like a minute, and then we just walk in.
Yep. You arrive at the labs, and your presence opens it. You have the clearance to open this door, so you open it, and spread out in front of you is a beautiful, high-tech biomedical lab. And Lieutenant Soselle, would you like to describe some of this lab for us? What do we see here?
Well, most immediately is the simulation that is snapping off as Ty tries to get ready for the incoming in 5 minutes. Oh, wait, now. That looks a little bit like a hard light Pac-Manning of a colorful little cartoon creatures chasing and nomming onto each other like a video game. But beyond that, there are other stations, other benches, some with physical components for bioprototyping, but also a lot of other stations, like the one Soselle is trying to turn off, little hollow simulator stations for performing experiments.
Okay. So, yes, knowing that a tour was coming through, you and your various, not employees, but co-workers here, people who work under you, are standing at their stations ready for the tour to come through. And you see this group of people and all of the human and denobulan children wide-eyed looking around at the lab.
Hello, everyone. This is Lieutenant Soselle. This is my touring group. We have a budding scientist in our number, Wyvern. Why don't you say hello?
Hi. Hi, it's lovely to meet you. What kind of science?
I like all of it.
That is the best answer for science, because you never know what you're going to find. And that is part of what we do here in the research part of the research and design division. This is biomedical and bioengineering, where we make yes, some of the medical instruments and components that go into the sick bay, a lot of the same things that you'll now find on Earth and other planets as Starfleet technology makes it across the galaxy. But also, a bunch of things that are special just for ships. And that's one of the things that we're working on today. Commander, do you think it would be all right if we showed them some of the secrets?
All of the children gasp at that.
Come over a little closer to time.
Muted.
Oh, appropriate secrets, correct? I just want to be sure. I can tell by your intonation that you're appealing to the children. Yes, show them the
Indeed
secrets.
I am.
Then
All
continue.
right. Well, we have limited authorization from the commander, but if you come over here. Now, many ships for a long time have had bioneural components in them. And, like you, a lot of biosystems can apply. Anyone here ever get a cold or a tummy ache?
The little one, the 3-year-old, says, I have a tummy.
You do! That's right!
Am I no?
You have bioneural components in you, and you
I
have...
have no.
You're a bionono! And you have little systems that keep that bionono going so that it can be a bio yes, and those are some of the analogs that we're building here. We're working on simulations of an artificial immune system for our bioneural gel packs. And I'll flip the simulation back on and show the little cartoons. So these are a prototype of the immune system we're going to put inside our ships that will help us make our ships feel better when they have a little ship tummy ache.
Should feel better?
Should feel better. But shh. Immune systems like these are only on bioneural gel packs on Starfleet right now. And so are the immune systems, so you'll all have to be very secret about it until it's released. Can you all do that for me?
All of the children nod, and the adults kind of are listening along. Why then, the 12-year-old slowly raises their hand again with their smirk.
Yes,
Are there
Wyvern?
bioneural gel packs here in the lab?
There are.
Where do you keep them?
Well, some of our test benches are right over there.
Wyvern looks over. Wyvern's mom staring daggers
Yep.
into the back of their head.
Well, I suppose now that they've been exposed to Federation secrets, there's no better time than now, and Luluth will go to a replicator and make little toy comm badges.
Amazing.
Congratulations
you
on your
quickly
first steps.
Replicate these. You pass them out to the children. Go ahead and roll first roll of the game.
Oh no!
Just gonna see if you can distract Wyvern from trying to steal a bioneural gel pack.
What am I
okay.
using?
This is gonna be presence command.
Oh, okay. That's not bad. That is a 6.
Oh,
And a
difficulty. Difficult. This is not gonna be difficulty 1. Let's say.
That's 2. I rolled double 6s.
All right, 2 successes. Yeah, so bank 1 momentum, first momentum of the game. And as you walk over with, when you get to Wyvern with this replicated comm badge, Wyvern looks over at you, looks down, and, whoa, it's magnetic too?
Mm-hmm.
And they immediately just start to affix the two pieces on either side of their shirt. Oh, that's really cool. Does it work?
It makes sounds, but it's not a real comm badge. You'll get one of those once you make it through the academy, Wyvern.
Thanks. And Wyvern just keeps pressing it. Doo-doo. And all the children are now pressing their comm badges. Doo-doo, 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 doo-doo.
Voloof will take a knee at Wyvern in particular, and look to the test pitch that they were looking at. I understand your curiosity. The most direct path to being given access to what it is that you want to have access today is to make it to the academy. Pay attention to today's tour. You'll be here in no time.
Okay.
Vivi walks through, still talking on her phone. Yeah, no, I didn't go to the academy. I just like came here to like do a job of being an interior designer. But that doesn't mean that you get to boss me around and not send me my whites. Oh, hi. Oh, hi, Denolans. Hey, good to see you. Oh, hey, Cap. And then walks back over.
We do have some non-commission assistants. That is one path, but they're not generally given the highest of security clearances.
Oh, yeah, no, I have
reason.
high security. I just need you to get through all of my whites. Okay, bye.
You will receive the pigment as soon as it is available. There is a 1 to 2 week wait time, and I can't.
Is it because replicators can only replicate certain things and the pigment is not within the realm of replicating?
I want to look at who said the kid that said that and go.
That was Wyvern.
I was gonna look at Wyvern and go. A logical assumption, but it's more about the quantity of pigment that's necessary than the pigment itself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it doesn't really take a lot. You just bleach it. You just bleach it and give me my whites. Oh, hey, Cap. Oh, hey, guys. Sorry, I'm just gonna go back over here. I feel like I'm disturbing the tour.
No, it's fine. And for the last time, I am not a cat. I am a commander.
Aye, Captain.
If you go to Starfleet, do you learn the difference between captains and commanders?
You do. You do. It is.
So I should go to Starfleet?
You should go to well, you should do whatever it is that you are driven to do. It is logical that if you are going to spend most of your time doing something, it should be something that you can find some measurement of enjoyment doing.
Wyvern turns to their parents and says, I want to go to Starfleet if I can go there to learn how to steal things.
Starfleet does not partake in theft.
The one of the dads, Rolath Danobulin, says, "Isn't there like a Starfleet intelligence? Maybe that's kind of like that. You know what, Hun, Wyvern? Maybe not to steal things, but you can keep other people from stealing things. You can keep secrets, right? That's a good use of that desire to steal things. Just channel it, intelligence."
Perhaps the desire to steal things can instead be focused on discovering how others might steal things, and there could be a very bright future for you in security. It's preemptive theft. It's understanding the reasonings and the mechanics of how others steal. Here at Starfleet, we want to make sure that all the planets within the Federations are able to be protected and safe from all sorts of criminal elements, including theft.
I think I could do that. Will we get to meet some intelligence people?
Not in today's tour. I hope. So, if we can continue, why don't we see what's going? Why don't we see what's happening in salvage? That would be fun.
Salvage! Some of the littler kids are now chanting. Okay, so Soselle, on their way out, the oldest lady kind of sidles up to you and says, "Hey there, do you have any? You look like an adventurous person. Do you have any recommendations for like extreme sports? I'm gonna go down to the Southern Winter after this. What's your favorite one?"
I've never tried in the Southern Winter, but I'll put in a good word for cloud surfing. Hop over to Venus. It's such a good soar.
I've been to Venus, been there, done that. I have a timeshare orbiting Venus.
All terrain with the rovers, perhaps.
Oh yeah, that sounds fun. Yeah. I wanted to ask you about your bioimmunity thing. So I'm an older lady, well preserved. I've had a lot of work done, and I'm not afraid to admit that. But here's the thing: I do it because I like extreme sports, and I want to do them well into my hundreds. And so far, so good. Do you think any of your work will eventually help me to live longer and not get infections? Be able to fight infections better, things like that. Is that the kind of work that you're doing?
That particular project may or may not have translational applications, but everything we do here is intended to help you live long and, yes, prosper.
Nice. Vulcan. We have a Vulcan tour guide. I like that. Nice pun there. Well, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. She extends her hands out, and she gives you a very strong handshake.
Lovely to meet you as well. I hope I'll see you around.
I hope so, too. I'm only here for today, and then Southern Winter. Can't wait to get into those extreme cold temperatures. Cannot wait. And she bustles off, rejoining the group.
That's been a long time.
And outside. So salvage, you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
And let me look at my map because I believe there's another.
Wait, but are you guys still in the engineering building? Engineering design?
This is nope, we're not in the design bureau yet. We are in the on the maps, which I guess we can pull up the map now, Mike. The buildings, the map of the buildings. I think it's called Utopia surface buildings, surface facilities. On that map, you will see we are in the top right corner administration and habitation building that I should have also marked as having science labs in that top left corner. That's where the science labs are, that end of the building. So now we're exiting there. Now there's another lab here, which is the propulsion lab. That's also in this sciences section. So if you'd like to swing by there before salvage, that would save you.
Oh, that'd be, yeah. I think in that case, as they're heading over, I'll just call in Dr. Reon. I have the great pleasure of guiding a tour today, and that tour will be heading towards your direction. I'm sure they would love an explanation of what you do and what your lab entails.
I'm sorry, Commander, is this a joke?
I don't joke.
No, I guess you wouldn't. Sure. Why not?
We'll be there in 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Sure. I'll just put away classified sensitive materials and... Sure.
Wonderful. A minute passes and we're there.
All right. In the minute before you arrive and after you make that alert to let them know you're coming. Rylem, you get this message, and you see your assistant propulsion engineer, Felicia Smith, human, Latina, 20s, excitedly look at you. Is that the call? Is that the tour's coming? And she's wearing a lab coat over her uniform and just like very big goggles, like lab goggles, and has spiked her curly hair up with gel to look like a mad scientist.
Okay. Reon will look over at her and just say, please tell me this is you volunteering to take point on this.
I got it, boss. But I do need you to explain the things that I can't explain because I'm still very new, obviously.
Sure. If nothing else, this will be a good opportunity to tell the commander what I've been working on. It's hard to get an office time with him.
The Ross? Updates on the Ross?
I think I finally figured this out.
Yeah, I mean, I think all our testing is going well, the modeling, and you seem
I have
you
thoughts.
seem pretty happy with the modeling I did on the 2 warp cores and placing them around the saucer section. I think that's the best way to go.
I have thoughts.
I have thoughts. Shh. The tour group comes in with Veloose leading them.
Hello.
Commander, I'm glad you're here. This is going to give me an opportunity. If I can just get that out of the way now so that we can get to the irrelevancy follows. First thing I need to discuss with you is I think I have figured out exactly what to do with the Ross chassis. It's actually not going to require us to get rid of the secondary warp core like I was afraid. And it turns out we can actually use the secondary warp core, but it needs to be... There needs to be some changes to some of the design specs of the saucer section. Frankly, we need to rip out the entire promenade deck as it serves absolutely no purpose for some of the later Ross classes. And instead, we can use 3 decks that are presented to us on the saucer section to help reroute power for the missing EPS conduits that entire ship's class desperately needs. And I've managed...
Rylem, during this speech, the 3-year-old has somehow gotten loose from 3 parents and has toddled over to you and is patting your knee.
He tries to focus on his pad and then he stops for a second and says,
Gumi,
yes?
Gumi. And she takes her badge off of the shirt that she's wearing and hands it to you. She says, I'm a Binono.
Bioorganic. Everyone, this is Dr. Rylem Reon.
Binono.
Hello. It's nice to meet you.
Hello. Binono.
I don't know what that is, Commander.
It is Thai.
Yeah, sorry. I'm afraid I don't know what a binono is, but I'm sure you're a very good binono.
The 3-year-old is now biting and eating her command badge.
And at least
one of the parents scoops her up and says, no, that's not for eating, honey.
Well, that remains to be seen. But what I had in mind, if we were to tunnel out 3 decks of the saucer section and use that for conduits of EP to replace the missing EPS conduits that the Ross class desperately needs, I believe that we can synchronize the primary and secondary spatial harmonic manifolds to create and enable a massive warp field bubble, which could cause a possible tachyon saturation and displacement in subspace, but that's a problem anytime you create a warp bubble that size. But the point that I'm trying to get to, Commander, is that I believe with a secondary warp core and the proper conduit in which to channel it.
The tour is kind of dispersing and starting to wander into different parts of the warp lab.
Reon is completely focused and is not noticing this at all and just says...
Felicia's kind of running point, at least with the family, and just like, hey, just kind of like, look at this. This is what this is, and describing things to them.
Doctor, we will discuss in great length and measure, and I believe I may have some news that you will find quite invigorating, but Right now, our mission is to make sure that we pave the way for the next generation of Starfleet.
Oh, I see. And that's
Yes,
this.
that's them. Yes. Oh,
Well, I'm
we
happy to
have.
report to all of you as he turns to the kids. You don't have to join Starfleet to be good at what you do. Take me, for example. I never bothered signing up, but then, of course, I was much too old by the time. Technically, I wasn't too old.
Yes.
It's just
Yes,
I found the
the,
coursework to be rather irrelevant at that stage in my life.
Rylem, you notice a couple things. There are two people who haven't wandered off.
Mhm.
One is Musad, who is the 30-something gentleman who's part of the couple on their honeymoon, and the other is a 12-year-old child who's just looking up at you. They both have been listening to you this whole time, and just listening expectantly, not really even, not expecting you to notice them. They're just listening.
Okay.
I will also say that 12-year-old child reminds you a lot of, they're about the same age that you were when things happened in your life. Major
Okay.
things.
He will pause for a moment, given that stimuli, and takes a moment to just regard the kid for a second and just says, "And what is your name?"
Wyvern.
Wyvern. Oh, it's nice to meet you. Do you have any interests in engineering or theoretical propulsion?
I like science a
Mm,
lot.
that's a
Warp.
good starting place.
Warp is really interesting.
Warp, yes. Transwarp is where it's at, in my opinion. But Starfleet's still working on that. I mean, for the most part.
Have
It
you
has
ever
done-
made a transwarp drive?
I've not been able to. Well, there are transwarp drive capable ships. I've not built one just yet. I have been asked instead to take a rather redundant starship and enhance it. So instead of creating a more efficient engine, I am being left to juggle two engines, one of them which is completely unnecessary. But
Wait, are you talking about the Ross class ship? Because that's the only one that I think of that has redundant systems. But
yes,
from what I understand, that was designed because you can separate the saucer from the main part of the ship, and they can both go to warp, and it's really good dual purpose for that reason. Is that not right?
I suppose that's true. Yes.
That's exactly right, Leve. Starfleet believes that having redundancies are important to our protocol should the primary ever fail. It's always good to have a backup.
Having a backup warp core is not a bad idea. It's true. Why you need two active warp cores is questionable.
It's cool that you're building a Ross. That's really cool. Can
Well-
you show me part of it? Did you already start building it?
Well, I'm working on the design right now. Still trying to understand. Try to understand that the NX Ross was originally designed to be sort of like a blueprint for future versions of the Ross, as most NX systems are. It's sort of a think of it as a blank slate. The only problem is Starfleet hasn't done much to update the Ross class since it started manufacturing them, because the first Ross was so good at performing just about every task. But then we already had a Galaxy class and now Sovereign classes. So why did we? There's just a lot that could be done that hasn't been done.
Musad
Perhaps-
chimes in now and says, "This is all really, really incredible. This is the section, the department I was most interested in seeing. So I'm sorry if I might fanboy on you for a moment
Oh,
here."
no, it's fine. It's refreshing to engage in normal conversation. But yeah, any questions you may have?
Yeah. So, what inspired you to get into creating warp drives and propulsion? I guess.
Honestly, I don't recall ever having a desire of my own to do this. It's just something I ended up being very good at.
Wow. How did you figure that out?
I don't think it was something I necessarily there was a few things that happened that allowed me to do what I do quite well.
Was that
And,
kind of nods? Yeah.
And it's always important to contribute and do what you're good at. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Commander, if there's
Yes.
any other questions about warp cores or the Ross class, I'm happy to answer those.
of course. Does anyone else have any questions in regards to the Warp Core or the Ross or any of our other ships? You know, Utopia Planitia is the birthing ground of some of the most legendary ships in Starfleet.
The rest of the group is nearby, about 10 feet from where you're all standing. And they are split attention. They're kind of, the parents of the family group are watching the kids get a demonstration from Felicia Smith in her mad scientist getup. She has a soda bottle, and she's demonstrating warp with a soda bottle.
Okay.
However that works. And the two of the parents have kind of been listening, split focus to you, the other group. And Veluth, the third parent, Tandy, the human parent, the human parent says, this is all really great. I'm sorry if our children are a bit rambunctious. There's a lot of them. They're curious.
Oh,
Wyvern
no.
seems really engaged, though. Thank you. And she says to you, Dr. Reon, thank you so much, Doctor, for entertaining Wyvern's curiosity.
Of course, Wyvern, you are much better company than a lot of Starfleet brass that come through here. So, welcome.
I'll try not to take that personal, Doctor.
He doesn't say anything. He just lets that hover in the air and says, "Oh, no, sorry, Commander. No, not you. I'm sorry. I meant higher ups. But the occasional tour is not. It's not always a bad thing to break up the routine around here. Sometimes takes that sort of snapping away from thinking to come up with the next idea. I spent too long, kind of becomes recursive, sitting in front of the readouts."
Oh, while the kids are distracted, he is gonna kind of like edge a little closer to the doctor and go. I meant it when I said I would make more time for our discussions after the tour, but I thought you might be interested to know that I've requisitioned many of the parts from the Ross that we are cannibalizing for our new ship. It's a personal requisition. I think that you'll be interested. I'll tell you more about it after, but I share some of your concerns with the warp cores, and I think there may be something to many of your ideas.
I was very, very stringent on not wanting a secondary warp core, but I've actually started to develop some pretty interesting theories on how it could be used in the Ross class that I think you might be interested in hearing. If I could have just a little bit of your time later, I think I could pitch some ideas to you that you might find pretty intriguing. Could quite literally change how Starfleet maps its quadrants.
Interesting. I don't have any interest in allowing your theories to stay theories. I would like to see them in action.
Well, then I will require somebody who is an expert in tractor beam technology. It's not a field of study that I'm uniquely suited for. So if there's any chance that anybody from one of the engineering departments is willing to talk to me, I would love to get some of their feedback and some of the design specs that I've been coming up with.
Wonderful. And I'll make a note to Starfleet to see if we might find someone in the SCE that may have more information on tractor beams. But until that time, are we ready to move on? Um, how would we like to? How would we like to see more engineering in action?
Yeah, the group kind of huddles around you, looking eager,
Okay.
nods and mutters all around. Okay.
Wonderful. Then, please follow me.
They follow you out of the warp lab. Felicia stands next to you, Dr. Rylem, waiting. Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming.
I'm just gonna look at Felicia and I love what you've done with your hair. And just look.
See, they said Vulcans don't joke. That was a joke. And it was
Trust.
a good one.
Trust me, my mother's a Vulcan, and she would probably also note that that wasn't a joke.
What? It was really funny.
Wow, Eric, the shade.
So the door closes behind Veluth and the tour, and you all head down the hallway. And who are you visiting next? What department are you visiting next?
I believe we were still heading to salvage. If I'm not mistaken, did I see someone chime in saying they were in salvage?
Yeah, there is. So here's the thing. Yes, salvage is outside of this building. Across the courtyard kind of is like triangulated by these three buildings. So if you go across straight away, hit the corner of salvage, which is a huge facility, doesn't even fit on this map. And so yes, as you're heading out through the building, you pass by another section of this administrative building, which is the intelligence offices.
Yeah.
And very smartly before you said intelligence won't be a part of this tour. And it's not intended to be. But at that moment, a Ferengi woman wearing yellow or gold and black uniform and beautiful ornate ear jewelry steps out of one of the intelligence offices right as your tour group is about to pass.
Right before they pass, though, I'm inside the intelligence room. All right, everyone, the commander is coming. Places, remember your parts. Places, everyone. A boost in tourism can be a huge asset when it comes to getting approvals from command for more resources. And then I go out the door,
Yes, ma'am.
and I'm like, Commander,
Oh,
I didn't know you were coming this way.
this a stop along the way. Was it originally going to be part of the tour? But I would love for them to. Everyone, Ensign,
Yes.
everyone.
Hello, everyone. I am Ensign Kila, and let me show you where the real brains behind this operation happens. Please, this way. And as I walk them into the room, I have like people that I've like. Some of them aren't even in security. I just thought they looked interesting or badass.
You cast people to be
I cast
like,
people in
background
security,
in-
so they don't actually know how to use the consoles. Everything's encrypted. They can't even get into the consoles, even if they tried. But I gave them like stuff that looks really cool on their consoles, and they just have to press buttons and make things move. I'm like, you're doing
It's a
great.
working set.
Yeah. Oh, so exactly. And action. And as everyone walks in, I turn towards the group and especially towards the kids. I'm like, now remember, everyone, the rule of acquisition number 77. If you break it, I will charge you for it. Enjoy security. I do like a big open arm thing.
Well, Kila, this is fortunate. We have one in our number that has an interest in preventing theft. Maybe you might speak to that.
Ah, yes. Now you see, I'm going to bend down and to the 3-year-old, assuming that's the one. Now you see, young human child. Is it a human?
It's this child is denobulin and human,
Yes.
so they have ridges on the sides of their forehead.
Yes.
The littlest one is a girl, and she has those ridges.
I'm assuming it is you. Now listen, young child. You cannot have without and I'm like going through all the rules in my head, and I'm just like trying to think of one that like pertains to something like this, and I'm like, let me put it this way. you can't have good profit without preventing good theft.
She reaches out and like grabs your nose.
Ow.
But I don't know.
And I'm just going to turn to the commander. This isn't the one, is it?
No, it was
And
not.
she starts eating her badge again.
Got it. Well,
I'm
And
gonna
then I'm
point
gonna-
out the one that was interesting.
I'm going to turn to the old lady, the 80-year-old, now! And I'm going to start doing the same speech.
That's all really interesting, dear. That's really great.
Yes.
Do you do extreme sports?
Oh, I do extreme betting on the sports. I have pretty good odds in winning. If you need any recommendations on who's planning on winning the
I'd say you should bet on me.
Do I recognize her? Is she a sports person?
Oh, you know what? If you're into sports, go ahead.
Wait, let's not get carried away, Aliza.
Well, no, if you're into betting,
Let's not
on
make me the
sports-
sports fan. No, I would probably do some research and bet on the odds or kind of know what's happening, but I probably wouldn't actually watch it.
You might know names, then. Yeah, go ahead
Yeah.
and let's have you do a roll.
Ooh, I'm excited. Okay.
Let's have this be. Inside security.
Ooh, okay. Good one. Let me find my character sheet out of all these tabs open.
You know what? I'm amending
There
it
I
to
am.
daring security,
Inside-
and the difficulty
Oh.
will be 2. Sorry, daring security
okay.
difficulty 2. What was that? I'm sorry.
All right.
Okay.
1 success. Yeah, 1 success.
1 success.
But
All right.
wait,
Difficulty
would-
was 2. So
Yeah, I don't recognize her.
yeah, you don't know who this lady is. You just know she's an 80-year-old Puerto Rican woman. She has an Earth accent, and she's very spry.
I think she would make a good thief. That's why I assumed it was her.
And now a 12-year-old finally like edges over to you. Hi.
And then it clicks. Aha! Yes! You! And then I go through the same speech again of explaining how you almost have to learn how to be a good thief in order to think how the thieves think, because you can't secure a location unless you know where the holes are. I didn't plan, and I'm just gonna look at the commander. I didn't plan for children.
Valuth, go
Neither
ahead and
did
give
I.
me just a 2d20 roll with your insight security. While that speech is happening for the 3rd time.
What is this? This is a 8, and that is a 9.
Okay. Valuth, to your shock, you see Wyvern pull another comm badge out of their pocket. Looks heavier. Looks real. And kind of shows it to... Not even trying to hide it from anyone, but just shows it to the Ferengi security woman.
And I'm gonna bend down closer and be like, not bad. But then I'm gonna pull out something that was on him earlier, like on his like in his sack.
You see this 12-year-old's eyes completely widen and look at you like you're Wonder Woman.
And then I'm just gonna pull out my hand for the combat. I'm like, I'll be taking that.
Yes, ma'am.
Enjoy the rest of your tour, everyone.
Are you
Let's
on
all-
the HoloNet? Wyvern asks you, Kila.
And then I'm just gonna bend down. I'm like, I practically control it.
Once again, this kid adores you.
But, of course, that was a joke.
Of course. Speaking of, Commander, if you wouldn't mind for a minute, and I'm gonna pull the commander just aside just for a quick second.
One moment.
There was Commander, there was a post from a personal blog at 0900 hours. Any communication that includes Vivi's voice print is flagged for assessment, and I think she might have mentioned a hostage situation. I was able to
Yes.
corrupt the file before it was posted, so please do
Thank
not
you.
be concerned.
Thank you so much. Yeah. And if there's any way that you might, with your, there's a pigment. If there's any way that you can see if there's anyone else in the Federation that may be able to bring it to us faster, that would be just, you know what, that's not your responsibility. I'll take care of it.
It's Commander, just send me the details and I can.
And I think that the recording of Vivi comes out where Vivi's like, yeah, you know, if any hostages accidentally get my whites dirty, they should die.
That one was also corrupted. Don't worry, it's not going out. It's just.
This was not corrupted. They should die immediately. Do you know how hard it is to get perfect blinding white?
I pressed mute on one of the consoles. Was it what is a communication coming through, or was it actually Vivi in the room randomly? It was a communication.
It was the recording, I think.
Great. I'm just muting it. And I'll look at the commander. I'll take care of it.
You may expect many more of those today. Just stay vigilant and thank you.
Job is never done.
It is
And then,
never done.
I'm going to be like, all right, everyone, you have plenty to see, and I have got much to do. And I'm going to do a little wink to the 12-year-old, to the kid.
All right. Well, everyone, I've received the communication that there is quite a bit of action happening in Salvage, so we are going to detour to Design. I think that we'll all find something to enjoy there. At that point, I'm going to calm Jay. Jay, this is Commander Valuth.
Who are you calming?
Oh my God! I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. Koi.
Coy.
Just
Okay.
shatter the illusion, Noir.
Oh, you're saying Jade. I didn't even hear that you said Jade.
I'm still
totally-
learning.
No, it was totally. There's so many outtakes on Star Trek of people calling each other by their actual first
real
names.
Koi.
I was just looking away. I was like, I'm not Jade. Oh, hello, Commander. I've been waiting for your call. Are you coming over?
Yes, we are. We'll be there in 5 minutes.
And, okay, sounds great. And you will see that in the right outside the hallway to my lab, there is going to be a trail of chocolates and candies just kind of laid out, like Hansel and Gretel style, as I'm like waiting. And you can see my head like poking out from the door, like, are they coming yet? Are they
And
here?
as soon as they're out of the security room, I'm like, all right, everyone, out of my office. You know, like just yelling at all the random like ensigns and cadets I used as actors to make it look important. Out, out.
Before that happens,
Oh.
Wyvern actually has their hollow pad
Oh,
and will send you, if there is a device on you, they're going to send it to you.
am I getting a friend request from a 12-year-old?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
They just kind of do
Absolutely.
it and then exit, and the tour is done.
He's got potential.
Okay, so heading out of intelligence area, back down to the main floor of the lobby, and through the lobby, the tour continues on. And now, for the first time, we are going to, well, in this game, the first time we are going to step onto the Martian surface outside. And so, Valuth, you lead the tour out into this courtyard area. Straight ahead, you see, the tour sees for the first time this beautiful courtyard that is very delicately yet naturally arranged, as if Mars is terraformed, so there is plant life that has been brought in and is cultivated very carefully here. So you see this courtyard that has a ring of hedge around it and some openings to walk into, and through the openings your tour will see that the courtyard has some chairs and tables that are kind of interspersed between various different Martian rocks that have been carefully placed in a beautiful rock garden. Now, the courtyard, if you go to the right of the courtyard, you hit salvage, really big warehouse type of facility. And as you're passing the courtyard, way to your right, so at the top of our map, off the map, I didn't put in an arrow, but the propulsion testing fields will be to your right while you're heading to the salvage. You might even see, actually, yes, you actually do see some shuttles and runabouts being tested in that area. And that's an area that also Dr. Rylem, Reon, and Felicia Smith sometimes frequent as they're testing out new warp and propulsion theories. So you see those kind of like a couple of miles in the distance. That whole area is the testing fields. And your group follows you through the courtyard and on to salvage. Is there anything else you'd like to point out?
We're
to
actually
him, or-
heading towards design.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So you would still see the propulsion testing fields as you left the building, but yes, you're going away from the propulsion testing buildings, heading to the design bureau. Now, the design bureau building, similar to how we see in the map, is the most brutalist of all the designs on this, Utopia Planitia shipyard campus. Very square, rectangular building, but with beautiful light panels shooting down the sides. And you head up the ramp into the building, and what your tour notices for the first time is that the lobby, unlike the lobby of the administration building, which is kind of, maybe 2 stories high, kind of more like a hotel or a very sleek convention center, this feels like somewhere between like New York, Fifth Avenue, department store, and what would be the other extreme of that, and a government building. So there's beautiful artistic expressions of Mars mounted on the wall, and there's sculptures. There's one main sculpture and a fountain in the middle of this lobby. The lobby is also as tall as the building. So it seems that the building is separated by this lobby. It takes the full 4 floors of the building. And then towards the back, there's a walkway. There are also elevators and lifts that go sideways in all different directions. This building feels much more cool.
So I'm just doing I'm going full tour guide, and if you look to your right, you can see some wonderful plant life. Rumor is some of it was provided by genius botanist Kika O'Brien, wife of famous Chief Engineer O'Brien.
Yeah. Keiko's garden wall takes up an entire panel, like 10-foot wide panel going up the lobby wall. And it's on both sides. And so your tour guests just kind of admire and oohs and ahs as they admire Keiko's garden walls.
And this is our design area. And wouldn't you know, we have Lieutenant Cheng Li with us today. Cheng Li, this is our group. Please feel free to.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to see all of you here. Look at all of you. Look at these children. I've been anticipating your entry. Feel free to eat any of the candies that you find on the floor. They are wrapped for your enjoyment, but you can find them. Just stick your hand into the little places and you'll see all kinds of treasures everywhere. Come on in. Come on in.
The children
by the way, before you enter
gravitate
my lab,
towards you.
I must let you know that if you do, there's a waiver. There's going to be a waiver that I'm measuring your heart rate, perspiration, and just your general level of excitement so that I can better take this research and create a better space for everyone. So come on in. Come on in.
The children all gravitate towards you, just totally enamored with your brightness and the mention of treats, I believe. And which way are you leading them in this building? I guess it's right or left, really.
Right, into my lab, and it's going to look almost like a warehouse when you first walk in, and then I'm gonna go over and adjust a few buttons so that you can see like the warehouse before, and then as I touch a few things, you can see like a few things settling in. It's sort of a hollow deck with replicator abilities inside of it. So I'm just going to start going on a spiel about what everything is, and I'm going to come over and pat the commander on the back and be like, welcome here! I am so excited to have you all. I am a lifestyle engineer. Do you know what that means? I create shared public cultural spaces for everyone on spaceships. So what you like matters so much to me. And for the children especially, I have watched this movie called Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And over here, you will see that there is a pool of cow's milk with very large cereals in it that the children can play on. So feel free to jump in whatever you want to. You can also ride a very large ant in this corral that we have over here. So feel free to play.
Oh, and the children disperse before the parents can even grab them. They're running towards both of these displays.
I don't recall authorizing.
And for the parents, I've looked at your files, your personnel files. I also have masseuses over here, little robots that are set up to work on you. There is a speakeasy over here featuring cocktails from New York City. Very fancy. And over here, I have a roller coaster, also known as the Devil's Anus, if anyone should like to partake.
There will be no cocktails or Devil's Anuses
Jamila
today.
says, I actually would love a cocktail if we could do that, right? We could just take a break from the tour and do cocktails. And she's already heading over to where the cocktails
This
are.
is all part of the tour. Yes.
Jamila grabs Musad's hand and,
I'm just
they walk
so
over.
excited. I'm like flitting around. Yeah.
How old was
so
Jamila again?
I'm going to be running around serving drinks and like,
Jamila's
giving snacks
30s.
out, just having
Okay.
a great time and just like sharing.
Yeah, Veluth is going to totally use this opportunity to go, yeah, Lieutenant, you absolutely take them through all of your attractions. I don't recall authorizing some of these, so we'll have a conversation afterwards, but please feel free. The reins are all yours. I'm going to immediately go
And
to
I'm just going to
Replicator
take him
next to
by
you.
his hand and see like,
Well,
yeah, I'm going to take him by the hand and say like, thank you for this opportunity. I love having children in here. We so rarely get permission to have them come through. They think it's too dangerous for some reason, but having these children play, being able to measure their responses in real time, thank you. Thank you so much.
It is a pleasure. Please, there's no reason for anyone to believe there's any danger here. Starfleet has made sure that we've taken the proper precautions, that this tour will be completely safe. Right, Lieutenant?
Yes, and I also had medbay on standby as well, if anything should happen.
But nothing will. So this is wonderful. I'm going to replicate myself some tea. I can't wait to hear what they will think of your tour.
And Veluth, you walk over to the replicator, replicate yourself some tea, and as you turn around and start to sip your tea, you see Carmen, the 80-year-old woman, on the large ant. And I believe it's like a rodeo bull, right? It's that kind of large ant we're talking about. And so she's riding this
Yep.
bull expertly, like, "Rah!" And that is where we will take
His
our
name is
break.
Auntie. Sorry, his name is Auntie.
Auntie. That is where we will take our break. When we come back, we'll continue the tour and see what else there is to discover on this open house day of Utopia Planitia Starfleet Shipyards. See you in 10.
Oh my god, I love y'all so fucking much.
Terran Emperor has merged with an entity of great power. As a Terran, conquest is a way of life, but he has gone too far. Now, we must join forces with enemies or face mass obliteration. I want to bring him back from this. I'll do what I must to stop it. No matter what cost.
This is Defender. We could use more armored units at City Hall, and we have wounded here.
Red Snake, you have incoming contact. Witchcraft, Ironclad, Black Mask. What's your situation?
The undead are numerous and running amok. We're falling back to 4th Station Steelhead.
Go forth, my children, and feed upon the living.
I'm just finishing up my patrol now. What the? I was wrong. Things are starting to heat up.
The battle rages onward. Victory will be ours.
Calling all champions. This is a global distress call. Report to the nearest crisis zone and engage the enemy.
Humans ejected. Changing targeting lock.
There's something happening down below in the North Dark Reaches, and I need someone to find out what. A friend of mine, a dark elf by the name of Braylon Janquay, sent a message up that he'd found something unusual, but then disappeared. I need to know what he knows.
Hello there. We are back for the second part of the first episode of Clear Skies Perseverance. And last we left off, Valuth was in the corner by the replicator in Lieutenant Koi Cheng Lee's lab. This is her lifestyle engineering lab, warehouse sized, and she has equipped it with these beautiful displays inspired by the ancient Earth movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. The tour guests are enjoying various parts of this display. There's the bar and the cocktails that the young newlyweds are enjoying. There is a bowl of milk, a giant bowl of milk with giant cereal pieces floating in it that the kids are just splashing around, and then the parents are looking on a bit horrified. And there is, further into the warehouse, a huge ant, which we have named Auntie, that kind of operates like a bull, like one of those mechanical bulls. And our 80-something-year-old thrill-seeking Puerto Rican grandma from Earth is just riding that bull so expertly, you'd think she does this for a living. That's the scene. Lieutenant Koi Cheng Lee, you see the couple kind of like wave at you at the cocktail area and kind of beckon.
Yeah, I run over. I sprint over there. I'm so excited.
Whoa,
How's
okay.
it going? Are you enjoying
Hi!
the drinks?
Oh my goodness. Yes, oh my god, they're so good. I'm Jamila. This is my husband, Musad. And yeah, we just wanted to find out more about what you do. Like, it's so interesting. You said you're a lifestyle engineer. And so you design places for people to live?
To
Like,
live,
how does that work?
to thrive, survive, and be everything they can be. You know,
Wow.
you go out into space, and space is constantly trying to kill you, you know? So we're just trying to counteract that death with just giving you life. So I want to know what you enjoy, and I can talk to you about how we can parlay that into a beautiful shared space with other people to form a greater community. So what is it that you like to do?
Oh goodness. What do I like to do? I don't know. I'm on the HoloNet a lot. It's kind of my job. I work for a small company that helps to like do things like, you know, marketing campaigns like the Mars Tourism Board. That was actually one of our accounts. And it was very exciting to see.
Amazing. You did a wonderful job.
Thank you. The brochure that I designed, I was actually, you know, I knew that I had done it, but then when we arrived here, we got off the shuttle and we got to the Mars Tourism Board desk, and they have like all of these brochures that I designed, and I was like so thrilled. It's really cool. I love what I do.
You're the brochure designer?
Yeah.
The spacing? The colors that you chose?
No, you're kidding me. Oh my goodness.
I actually have one of them pinned up over there as an example of good design. It is remarkable to speak to you and hear that you're one of these people.
And Musad kind of like pats his wife's shoulder and says, "See, honey, your work goes far and wide. People know." And she's like blushing. And sure enough, pinned up across the wall, we see, Mike, if you can pull up this brochure. And it's in trifold format. Lieutenant Koi, actually it doesn't even matter. You've pinned it up in such a way that you can just kind of flip it over and see both sides of it, the inside and outside. And actually, I don't think our cast has seen this yet either. So as that is getting pulled up,
Ooh, surprises.
I will drop that into our little Discord chat for you all to see. Okay. And Jamila is just blushing and says, "I can't believe you hung up my little brochure. This is so wild. This place is really interesting, really cool."
I think it's amazing that you can showcase the best of a people, of a planet, you know, and your work is really inspiring. So thank you. Is there anything I can get you here I have written many different programs that I think you might enjoy. If you want, if you're staying the night, I have a special honeymoon suite design that I've manufactured in
Wait,
case that's something you're interested in as well.
Oh, we're staying over at, what's the place called, honey? And Musad says, Radvalis. And you recognize that as the area where all the hotels are, basically. It's between the biggest mountain, Elysium Mons, the biggest mountain to where you are, between Elysium Mons and where you are now, these shipyards. About halfway between those two places, it's where, like, that's the hub of tourism in this area of Mars. And so she says, you know, our we do have, like, there's a holodeck at our hotel, and they said that we can, like, use it and stuff. So do you want to, like, can you give us the program and we can, like, use it over there?
Absolutely. I know the owner of that hotel. Our families go way, way back. I am going to get you some wonderful treatment there. Okay, you're gonna have a honeymoon suite. It's gonna be, you're gonna be a queen and a king and just celebrating love. The two of you just falling in love is just such a
goodness, you're so sweet. You're so
and I'm just like
expressive.
patting them and just like hugging. Oh, I just love love.
Thank you. You are so sweet. I can see how you got into this type of work because you're so expressive. You love to connect with people. It's so endearing.
Consistently, and even when they don't want to be connected with.
All of a sudden, Faluth is like standing right there sipping his tea.
And I'm going to go over and try and like wrap my arm around him. I don't know that I can fully like get all the way around, but I'm gonna just be like, and Commander keeps us as one tight family here. We all love each other. And I'm just trying to like give him a side hug.
It just kind of stiffens. Yes, we're one tight-knit family here at Starfleet, all working together collectively for a common cause. Thank you so much for your thank you so much for your presentation, Lieutenant. I see that everyone here is having a great time.
Thank you for bringing me children. Ah, what wonderful test subjects. Look at them just running around, being so insane and crazy and causing a huge mess. I love it. I'm going to study every splatter to figure out what is a maximum occupancy for a pool of that size. Wow.
Wonderful. Well, we'll allow you to get back to your work. I think the commotion over in salvage should be cleared up by now, so we can finish off with the last stop of the last couple of stops of our tour. And then I believe there is a lunch that we will all be attending. So that will be quite delightful.
Carmen, the abuela, who is ant bull riding, walks over and says, "Oh, I'm not going to stick around for any lunch. After this tour, I got to head south. Southern Winter. That's where I'm heading." Did I mention that? I'm heading to Southern Winter. Pretty extreme, right? Yeah, I know. I'm a very surprising woman, I know.
I have to add, I find myself to be rather curious. What is it that you do for a living?
I'm an extreme athlete.
And what sport is it that you
tell by
partake
the way you
in?
master that ant riding.
Thanks. That's almost like a workout for me, you know? Just staying loose, getting control. But yeah, I do all kinds of sports. I love winter sports. I also love anything aerial. I have several titles in wind racing. I recently took up solar sail racing, getting my rig built over on the Venus. There's like a small outfit over there that builds solar sails. So I'm getting one custom built over there. Should be done soon. But yeah, do a little bit of everything.
Oh, whenever you want to come by, please. I'd love to see how our simulations rack up against the real thing, and to have your level of expertise would be astounding. Please, you're welcome anytime to come back. The commander will just let you come in and go whenever you please. Right, Commander?
That is not protocol, but I'm sure that we can find some compromise.
All right, yeah. Well, I mean, I'd be happy to come back. Would you want to go for a solar sail with me?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Well,
The complete opposite answers of those characters in exact perfect timing is not lost on Carmen. She says, "All right, well,
wonderful
Lieutenant,
story." And
Lieutenant, I'll find me on the Holonet. I have a lot of followers, so Carmen.
I will.
Carmen Nieves.
Wonderful to meet
Look me
you.
up. All right. She winks at you.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, this has been lovely. Let's make our way. I'm gonna hit the comms.
Could you?
And Lieutenant JG.
Hello.
Hi. It's Commander Baloof. I am leading a tour, and we should be heading in your general area.
Oh, that was today. Okay. You know that the derelict just came in, right?
Yes.
Is that okay that they're coming for that, or is this gonna be a problem? I should hold on. Let me put up. Hold on. Okay. All right. I'll see you soon. And then hangs up before you even give her information.
Typical. All right. Well, everyone, please follow me. This is going to be exciting. This is us heading towards salvage.
Okay. So heading back out through that very tall lobby, seeing everyone waving goodbye to Lieutenant Koi Chang Lee. The children, by the way, have been dried off. I imagine that in addition to replicators, you also have some type of like sonic shower type of thing in the corner. And so all of the children were placed one at a time into the sonic shower to be cleaned and dried off.
And also, like, clothes that were replicated newly for them to, like, slip into. Like, everything has been accounted for them to enjoy some milk pool diving and to continue the tour afterwards. And also there's, like, snacks inside the pockets as well for them to take with them.
It's just like a wonderland. It's amazing. The parents are also now very happy. They were concerned for a while, but now that their kids have been cleaned up and given treats and fresh clothes, they are all smiles and they wave goodbye to you as they leave your lab. And back out into the courtyard.
As y'all are walking by, Ensign Kila's just standing, nonchalantly, like, oh, I was just on my way somewhere else. Don't mind me. And as you all walk by, as soon as what's the little boy's name?
Wyvern.
Passes
Wyvern
me.
is not necessarily a boy.
Oh,
They
sorry.
them pronouns.
My apologies. As soon as they pass by me, I'm just gonna tap their shoulder a little bit and hold out my hand. Go.
Hi.
I'm just gonna look at them for a few minutes
Yes. Yes.
as everyone keeps walking by and I'm putting my hand out.
Oh. And what do they take out of their pocket?
Something that they took from the last room they were in.
Yeah, let's say it was an empty cocktail glass that Lieutenant Koi Chang Lee had provided at the bar. And they hand it over to you.
You have to wait a few more years for these. But
Oh,
good choice.
I didn't drink anything from it. It was empty when I took it.
Oh, I know.
That's the truth.
Oh,
Look, I may like to steal, but I don't lie. I tell the truth. If I get caught, I get caught. It's just kind of fun.
Stealing is a form of stealing is a form of
You're
lying.
missing the tour.
What?
Everyone, all together.
Oh, I gotta go.
I know.
Bye. Ensign Kila. And they run back over to the group. And
All right.
Trouble.
Yeah, Baloof.
Trouble.
Everyone, welcome to Salvage. Lieutenant, are you ready?
Literally always.
Open the door and
Okay.
I think there is like a brief like kind of moment where Valuth walks in and there's he's a little less he's a little reluctant to introduce Tovaa, so it's just like everyone, this is, well, you can handle it from here, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hey,
Okay.
hi. Welcome to the Utopia Planitia Shipyard's salvage lot. I'm Lieutenant Junior Grade Tovaa Kaz. You can just call me Kaz. It's fine. There's a lot of words in that title. You came in at a really cool time. We just got permissions to bring in the derelict. There's like a bunch of like rules and regulations. Aren't that exciting? But we got permissions on it, and that was kind of what the hullabaloo was all about. I did put up a couple of force fields just because some of it is straight from space. We're still working on it, but you can come look at it, come check it out. We've got a couple of bigger stuff. We've got the Ross that we're taking down to turn into another Ross. That's also really cool. What do you want to see? What do you want to know about? There's a lot. And she's standing there with her arms out, and it's just like I feel Lisa wants to describe the space. I know it's fairly large, and I'm sure full of stuff.
Yeah, so when you enter that door, and again, this is, not again, actually, I haven't described this building very much. This is a steel-plated building. It is very large. It is probably 10 times the size as of the design bureau. So it's not even on this map. You just see the corner of it. Huge warehouse space. There are smaller offices on either side of this huge warehouse space. Lots of work tables on one edge, and in the center, well, there's lots of centers, there's lots of room in the center, but you see various projects they're working on. So the derelict behind force fields in one section in this open room. Further back, you see a huge chunk of that Ross class ship that's being stripped down. Also, I'm presuming behind force field.
Yeah. I think Dove was like, oh yeah, we got maybe we don't let the civilians hang out with the big machinery so close for free roaming. So yeah, I think most stuff is like, if people are still working on it, but I think some of the larger stuff is probably behind like safety shields.
Absolutely. And then you also see lots of employees roaming around. You see some people within the force fields working on certain things in those cranes, those like cranes that kind of tree chopping cranes. I use words, in lots of languages. So yeah, this is an active workspace. The work has slowed because of all the different tours that are currently going on. There's maybe a couple of other tour groups in this room at the moment, and the other two are just further back into the room as if they're further along on their tour and they're going to loop back around. And so the tour begins. So, Lieutenant Tovaa, you have their attention.
Yeah. I think she's like given her spiel, and it just has her hands out and is like, yeah. It's like looking around for Keith, who is her superior, who is always conveniently not where he's supposed to be. And she's like, okay, sweet, big ships, lots of them. We break them down, and we take all the ship pieces and we get to turn them into new things. So actually, this is really cool. If you come over here, see this, and she kind of brings them over to a piece of, I think maybe a nacelle, like from the Ross that we are pulling apart. And she kind of points. She's like, see these pieces in here, the ones that are still kind of, not quite so. Over here, it looks kind of older and is a little dented and like looks maybe like it's seen a little more use, and all of it's probably seen the same amount of use, but this was just exposed to space a little bit more. The stuff on the inside, we're gonna take that out and kind of like refurbish it, turn it around, turn it upside down, and it's gonna go on that one over here. And I think maybe on like a screen is the beginning schematics of like the new Ross class that we were working on. And she's kind of like trying to find her pieces of intrigue and like is going to funnel them to them, and then is like, but what did you guys want to see?
During that speech, first of all, a couple of things. You have their attention. The kids they're very taken in by just this huge space and these huge pieces of ships and things going on, and you narrating it. They're totally following along. And
That's
the
impressive.
adults, yeah, the kids are just like, wow. And then the adults are also soaking in some of this ambiance and listening to you. One of the Denobulan parents seems to be staring at one spot on that section of the Ross behind the force field. And I was going to have you roll, but you notice this. I think it's pretty obvious. This one person, everyone else is looking around. This one person is fixated on one spot.
Can I tell what they're looking at?
Now you can go ahead and roll.
I have to roll. Okay.
I think insight, security.
Insight security. Okay.
Difficulty?
What's my difficulty? Yeah.
Oh, thank you. See, someone remembered. Difficulty is 2.
Difficulty is 2. Okay. Insight. If it's a security, can I use a momentum?
You have one to use.
Can I buy a die, friends? Would we be okay with that?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Quick question though for you, Aliza. So in STA, typically momentum disappears at the end of a scene.
Oh, that's true.
So
is this all the same
You're right.
scene? Or
You're
is
totally
this...
right.
Yeah,
This is a
yeah.
new scene.
So
Okay,
okay. I just wanted to see if that was we were doing that. Okay, cool.
Okay,
Just
I would
checking.
like to buy a
Absolutely.
vowel.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll buy vowels. Okay, so I have a focus in starship construction. Is that gonna help me here?
Yeah. What are your other focuses?
Transporters and replicators, starship construction, demolitions, EVA, ground vehicles, reverse engineering.
Yeah, I think the construction would be the most pertinent here.
Okay, cool. And then I need 2, difficulty 2, insight and security is 11. So I gotta get
Okay.
11 under. Here we go.
Bit of a tough roll.
Ooh, boy. Oh no. Okay, that's a 19 and a 6. So I did not get. I only got 1 success.
Okay, but no complication.
No
Got
complications.
Pretty close there.
I know that was we were skirting the line. So no, only 1 success.
Yeah, you follow her gaze and you don't see anything.
I think she fully just trails off mid-sentence, and that's the. And like kind of like steps close to the person and is like trying to like put her face like not like fully in personal space, but like is gonna try to like line up very non-conspicuously and like try to see if she can line up her gaze.
She finally pries her eyes away from whatever she was looking at and looks at you. I'm sorry, I got distracted. I thought I saw something moving in there.
Well, that's good eye.
Tovaa, for a moment, yeah, you remember a few weeks ago when the Ross class requisition came in. You all were assigned your jobs on building an updated version of the Ross class ship. Part of your job is to strip down this old Ross to reuse some parts. And you remember the first day that you got the requisition, this Ross came in as well. And you were doing a spacewalk. And you saw something in the hull. It was a glimmer of light. And you reported it.
Yeah.
And it was searched. There were scans done. Nothing was found. So you thought it was a trick of the eye. But you just think about that in this moment now.
I think she fully just like pats this person on the shoulders like, cool, okay, awesome. Y'all look around. And she's going to go over to one of like the terminals or stations and kind of, if I can pull like a scan basically of this. Is it a full vessel or is this just a piece?
It is a cross-section of the bottom of a hull. If you can imagine just like a curved section of a ship.
Yes.
And some of the inside guts of it are kind of being taken out and checked for reusability.
She's just gonna like trying to like keep eye on where she thinks this person was looking and is like like trying to no eyes like down really fast to computer try to pull up as if she can scan that piece of the ship.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do a scan.
Okay.
So this is gonna be assisted by the station.
Ooh,
so
amazing.
Oh, I have to share that station sheet with you all. Apologies for not doing that. But in the meantime, let's get this role set up. So we're going to do this as, I'm thinking, reason engineering.
Okay.
You'll get an assist, probably sensors engineering from the station.
Excellent.
So while you, and the difficulty is going to be, it's a scan. Difficulty is 2.
Okay, cool. Any of my focuses apply?
I would say starship construction again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so my, reason 11. So that's 16 is my number.
Okay, and then coming into the Discord, whoever would like to roll for the station.
That's 2 8s.
2 8s, 2 successes. Great. You only needed 2.
Yes, if somebody want to roll for the base.
Sure.
Yeah, Valuth, you are there. So
you can bank anything.
I am so sorry. I rolled a 16 and a 20.
Oh no. Well,
The good news is because you're assisting, you only roll
Only
one
get
die.
one.
Yeah.
That's true.
Cool.
Yeah.
The
That is
16
true.
was the first one.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, the 16 was definitely the first one.
That was the first
20
one.
never existed. Yeah.
You know what?
Good call.
I'll roll again. That's only fair. That's only fair.
That's fair.
Well, I feel bad either way. It's a 6. So this one's good, or
Okay.
it's the 16.
I
I
think
don't know
you're
how
Well,
to
what was
even do
the
it.
what's
You
the
got 1 success.
what were you
I
having
think
the?
it's-
Oh, I was gonna say
Oh,
what
oh,
the
yeah,
what are
that's
they rolling?
true.
Because the 16 could have been a success.
That's
regardless.
true. Let's see. So I think I said sensors engineering, right?
Sensors
Or
engineering.
sen-
I mean,
sensors
that's
and computer-
that's
Sensors
20.
engineering.
That's 20. So
Yeah.
either
yeah,
any
either
of those
would
would
be
be
a
a
success.
success.
Actually, any of the 20.
The 20, yeah, but
Still a complication, but no, we'll go with it's a success, no complication.
sweet. So
Okay.
3 successes.
3 successes, so bank 1 momentum. And that complication, I will go ahead and use that. So yeah, you do this scan, and you have been, various people on your team have been scanning this section of the ship before. So I'm going to say, because this was successful, you're doing something different this time.
Yeah.
Something tells you to just kind of do a different setup for this scan. Maybe a different part of the light spectrum.
Yeah, we look at all the common stuff all the time. What can we do that's weird?
Right. And sure enough, something does pop up. You're detecting a very thin, some type of thin, billowing, almost like silk, or some type of very, very thin. But it's not visible. It came up on the sensors, and it's kind of like within the lining of the hull. And it's just like loosely billowing on its own. There's no wind. It's behind a force field too. So it's just kind of naturally moving as if there's a breeze.
Can I up the level of the force field on this particular one? Just turn volume up just a little bit.
Sure can, yeah.
Yeah, she just pings that once or twice and goes, hey boss, in reference to
Yeah. He just goes, "Don't call me that. What's the problem?"
I don't know, but it's maybe not a problem, but maybe also not fully correct. And she'll kind of pop the screen a little bit bigger if we have a holo screen. That's
Yeah. And Valuth,
moving.
you do see a holographic image of what the sensor's picking up. This very thin, billowing, almost fabric, silk-like sheet that's lining the hull.
And interesting. Do we have any idea as to what this is?
Calm chirps. Hey Ty, you free?
Comparatively, I'm catching up. The commander took me on this ridiculous tour thing. The kids were very fun, but it went forever.
Yeah,
Now I have a bunch
Commander,
to catch
they're
up on.
available.
Oh.
Yeah. Potentially something very strange happening on salvage grounds. I'm just gonna send you this, and she's gonna forward the image that she's looking at to Ty's console.
On my way.
Have we
Within
confirmed?
moments.
Oh, okay.
No, go ahead. That's all I was going to say. Within moments, Soselle shows up.
Have we confirmed that this is a life form?
Well, it's not supposed to be part of the ship, so not. I suppose. Can I is there any readout, or am I just kind of getting this? There is something. I'm not getting any information on it.
Yeah, if you want to spend that momentum to get more information.
I would love to do that. I forgot. I got so excited. I forgot about the momentum. Okay, yes, absolutely. Would love to do that.
Yeah. So, okay. So looking at the readout, going a little bit deeper and getting some actual data on this besides just the visuals of it finally, you notice a couple things. You notice that this is so small and thin, this fabric. It's just molecules thick. It is tiny but massive. That's the other thing you notice. It's massive. It's covering this entire section of the hull, and you notice that on the edges, in a similar pattern of where the hull was cut out of the ship, that's how this molecular thin fabric has been cut. So you have a good idea that there's more of this up in orbit.
Oh, okay. Hey, what's Gina? What's her name? Gina. What's the
Oh, I
last-
also will give you one more thing because you asked a specific question. I didn't answer
Yes.
it. Is
Okay.
it living?
Oh,
you
yeah.
You don't see any life signs,
Okay.
and the molecules are not. They're some type of mineral or. You can't identify it. You have an idea that it
Yeah,
might
this
be
is
a
not
mineral, but you're
Anything
not sure
that she
yet.
would be able to do, just trying to collect
Yeah.
info for her fellow colleagues.
Yeah, it is way off the periodic table. It is not something you've ever seen before.
It's gonna chirp Roberts, who I'm just gonna instantiate is maybe up on the orbital, where the rest of the ship is, and
Yeah.
just kind of fill her in on what we've got down here. And then
Robert's here.
Hey, we got some weird stuff happening planetside on this bisection quarter of the thing we've been working on. I'm just gonna send you do with this what you will, and it's gonna send, basically it's kind of doing her like, I don't know what's happening. Where are my people who can help? And just notifying people who need to know.
Within moments, you hear, with the comm still open, "Whoa, holy moly, what is that?"
Big. Do you want to run this kind of? I'm gonna give you the scan metrics that I just used, and see if we've got the rest of it up there.
Yeah, she runs it, and I will roll for her real quick. It will be less difficult because you gave her the exact type of settings for a scan. Ooh, floor dice.
Floor dice.
I don't even know
Gotta
where that
count down.
Did the floor dice roll nice?
I can't even see. It's so dark in my studio. I can't even see. I'm just gonna re-roll it.
Spooky.
Oh, that's good. Very good rolls.
Let's go, Roberts.
Yeah, so she had a successful scan as well. She says, "Holy moly, check this out." And she sends you back. She types in a few numbers on her command station, sends you back a completed holographic model of the ship. And this is all within the hull of that ship.
I really want Ty to walk in as this goes up on the big screen.
All right, so I've got my scans.
Oh, it's big. It's really big.
I want to go up there.
All right. I think first point of order is that I take the tour away from here while the rest of you do your work. So if I can have everyone gather around, we're going to return to the administrative section, and we're going to leave our friends here to their work.
And I imagine that Vivi is also like, hey, that's wild. Does everyone want to see the soda fountain?
You know, perfect timing. Vivi, if you could be so kind, something has come up and it's requiring our attention. Could you take the tour to the soda fountain and then the administrative building to initiate their lunch?
Okay, because they're also doing a whole saving the ship thing. Do you need me for that? I'm very good at. No.
I will reach out to you as soon as your involvement is necessary.
Thank you, sexy ears. And so then Vivi goes and is like, hey, we have like a whole great brunch special. Who would like to come with me? And Vivi's like yelling like, hey, come with me. And there's people are getting like confused by what's happening while everyone else is trying to actually be while everyone is actually being like useful. Vivi is like, hey, come with me. We have karaoke. It's a thing they used to do on Earth.
I do want
karaoke
to
with Vivi?
the individual who saw I do want to just like I kind of like I just want to like grab their elbow before they go. Vivi's gonna take great care of you. Good catch, really good catch. And then it's gonna kind of like hop backwards and head back to the screen.
It was so strange. It was just like a glimmer of something, but then it was gone, and I kept seeing it just every few moments. And then when I started focusing, I thought I could maybe guess, but it wasn't. I couldn't guess.
We haven't been able to find it. We've been looking at it. We've been looking for whatever it is for a couple of days. So
wait, really? Wow,
yeah, good
okay.
catch.
Thanks.
Okay, everyone, come with me. There's a guy who used to, I don't know, his name was Harry. He won like a Grammy. Come with me. We're all gonna put on some unisex outfits and like go hang out and chill. And then Vivi starts singing a bunch of stuff.
Kila singing karaoke in the corner.
Yes.
To clarify, Veluth, are you sending them to? How is this? How are y'all coordinating this? Passing off. The group?
This was the last stop of the tour. So Veluth is essentially just the only thing left is to send them back to the administration and then take them
There's
to
also
lunch.
the design bureau,
I
which
thought we
actually
passed-
is Vivi. So
Yeah, so this is perfect. So he's sending them with V to kind of wrap things up while he can put his attention here.
oh wait, sorry, I misspoke. Wait. Oh yeah, you would have had to go back to the design bureau to see Vivi. But yeah, that makes sense. Yep. Sorry.
So
I'm overthinking.
he's letting V wrap that up. So he can put his attention here. They still are going to meet for lunch. It's like it's the big have lunch with Starfleet type deal. So they're going to come back for that at some point after dealing with this emergency in his head.
Okay. So are you sending them off to Vivi? Like, do they have someone to bring them there, or is Vivi coming to them to grab them?
Oh, I thought Vivi was in the room.
Yeah, that Vivi showed up. That's what
Oh,
was
sorry. I
assuming.
thought it was all over comms. Got it.
No.
Oh, it could have been Vivi. I mean, we could just have Vivi come get them.
Okay.
So they're
Got it.
going off with V. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Vivi is probably like, it's cuffing season. Got a reason to get a big boy. I need a big boy. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I am obsessed with the 21st century. I need a big boy.
And V will tell you all about that on the tour. This is highly irregular, but duty calls. Starfleet is always on the case. And please just enjoy the rest of your tour.
Commandant. Captain. Commandant. Are
Yes.
you okay?
Everything is going to be fine.
It's cuffing season. He just goes off trying to distract everyone because she's like, I don't know what the hell is going on, but what I do know is that everyone who actually knows science on this is really stressed out, and I need to like get all of the people who are on tour, or as many of them as I can, because some of them are not going to come, away from the situation.
Okay. Yeah, you do that. They follow you. You are distracting them. You're like the Pied Piper, bringing them out from salvage, and you're taking them to the brunch or to actually where are you heading?
I'm taking them to the whatever version of the Rock Nation brunch is what this is. Just have
It's
fans.
What is it? A
Oh,
culture?
please. Yeah. It's for the
It's
culture.
I'm sorry.
No, please.
I was just gonna say, I was assuming you meant like you're just gonna take them to where Starfleet eats, like
Like the mess hall.
Yes. Well, yeah. So we're gonna go to the mess hall. But because I'm in charge of it, and because I'm so scared, not scared, but aware of the fact that the other people here have really important jobs to do, I treat it like the Rock Nation lunch, where I'm like, oh, we all have white outfits for you to wear, and so come into here, and then we'll have a hologram of this wonderful woman who was part of the 21st century named Beyonce. We got this.
May I? I feel like this would happen in the design bureau, because there is a mess hall there, and that's close to your office and your holographic lab and capabilities. So does that sound right to you? It's in the design bureau mess hall near your lab.
Of course. Yeah. Mostly because it's like I'm trying to. There's been a hiccup, and what's most important is obviously we have to make sure everyone is safe. I am not, I am a design person, I'm not an engineering person. And so my most important thing is, hey, let's just like get all of the tour people over to like karaoke night, which is one of the things that I'm testing out. It's cuffing season.
The more you sing that, the more we are in danger of.
Oh, sorry.
Don't sing too much more of that song, please.
Sorry.
I honestly feel like we're slowly like moving away from Star Trek Adventures into like an Orville RPG. The more karaoke we add to this.
Well, because it's mostly like me, like exactly what like I'm trying to like bring people over because Vivi is a silly little bear, but mostly she knows that like entertaining people and making sure that they feel safe and secure, that's her job. And so when it feels like things are getting harried and scary, her job is like, oh, well, let's just like move all of us over and let like the science people take care of it. My job is to make sure that you feel safe. And so that's why she's in a safe mode.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you walk the tour guests into this brunch that you've set up for them, having gotten a heads up from Veluth that he needed you to kind of pinch hit and take over this tour and show them a nice time. So it sounds like there were white tables, white outfits for everyone to wear, and a Beyonce hologram.
Yeah, like a bunch of Beyonce holograms. Like everywhere you look, it's a different Beyonce hologram.
And
Jamila, you feel like
Jamila,
really secure.
as soon as the tour walks in, Jamila is the first one to say, "Oh my goodness, I know this. Oh, this is one of the like foremost ancient Earth singers. Old people like really, really love her. I've kind of gotten into some of her music. Like it's really good. It holds up pretty well for like 25th century, you know. Yeah. Are you muted?
I feel the same way. I'm not. I mean, there are a lot of Denoblins here, but I grew up on Earth, so I have a lot of appreciation for Earth culture. And then like she poses and everyone is like, oh, you look like a Earth. They don't say that, but it's like, oh, you look like an Instagram Earth body. It's like,
that's
no,
what they're
but
thinking, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They don't say that, but I'm like, yeah, no, like I'm, but I appreciate Earth culture. I grew up on Earth. I know it's weird. I'm not a gentrifier because that's I'm not a gentrifier. But, you know, so we're all going to go over here and hang out and just like appreciate some of the classic oldies and have like a really good time while everyone else handles appropriate maintenance.
Carmen says, that sounds great. And she just kind of like walks over confidently to one of the tables, sits down. Vivi, you do notice that one of the like most of the people in this tour group are a family of mixture of Denobulan and human. And so there's 2 Denobulan parents and 1 human parent, and then 4 kids of, you know, mixed heritage.
Well, they don't know me, so I don't want to like push myself. So I just like look over at them and like give a little wave. Hi.
The parents all say, hi, it's good to see a Denobulan up here.
Thank you. It's really fun. I'm really happy that I get to represent Denobulans in space.
When was the last time? You're from Earth. Well, our wife is from Earth too, and the human one. She's like, hi, I'm Tandy. Yeah.
Tandy, hi, hello. Where are you from?
I'm from San Francisco.
Oh, of course. Well, that's like obviously like a big hub. Hi, hello. My name is Vivi. I am Denobulan. My family is from San Fran because like my folks are diplomats.
Oh wow. That's really awesome.
So I grew up very close to the start, like very close to like, you know, Empire, whatever, hub.
The Empire?
Well, just like, you know, I grew up very next to, I don't know, my parents don't tell me things. They were diplomats. They grew up very near to where the diplomats are. And so then I grew up around that, but I haven't really been, you know, I'm Denobulan, but I'm not really, you know.
Yeah, I get it. So I met them when they were visiting, and I actually, I was a chef, and I worked in some of the Federation buildings.
Wait, my parents?
No, my.
Oh, I thought you were talking
partners.
about Federation. My parents. Oh gosh.
Oh no, I don't know who your parents are, but I mean maybe I bumped into them. There are not many Denobulan, but I mean there's a good kind of Denobulan expat community in San Fran, but that's where I met my partners. They were visiting, and they just scooped me up, and now I cook for this family here.
Wait, so you are a cook?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Servant.
Oh no, we're all a family. I'm not like hired help. No, I'm the parent who cooks the most, I should say. We all do a lot of shared family raising and things like that.
I'm sorry, I'm not because I grew up on Earth. I don't know a lot. I'm trying, man.
Oh.
I don't know a lot of
like Denobulan culture and family structure and things like that.
Are you judging me?
No, not at all. Rolath, one of the other partners, one of the Denobulan partners, says, honey, just, you know, she's sensitive about this. She does, you know, it's okay. I mean, you grew up on Earth, and if you're not familiar with Denobulan culture, that's okay. Maybe you'll get to visit sometime.
I would love to. I would love to visit, and I'm glad that you're here. Let's talk more while you're here, but mostly let's usher off while, you know, the doc takes care of everyone, because the doc is really smart and, you know, knows how to.
The doc.
The doctor.
I think we've met a few doctors. I'm not sure which one.
They're all. It's fine. We won't deal with that. But you know, He's just so cool. We'll talk about that later. Right now, let's get you all. What's that drink that you like? It's not much.
A
water?
genobulant drink?
Yeah, like water or something.
I like water. Tandy says.
I don't know. Let's
Sure.
go grab you some snacks and some other food while.
Yes, it's brunch time, lunch time.
Yeah, and while the smart doctor figures out all of the stuff.
Do you see the smart doctor in the room here? Are you like making eyes? This is Aliza asking. Yes?
Yes.
Doctor, are you in the room? Are you here?
Are we talking about me?
I think so.
This is the cafeteria. We're in the
yeah,
mess
so-
hall.
Yeah.
So there's two mess halls. There's two main mess halls. One is
Mhm.
in the design bureau, so that people can just have lunch and then go back to work. And then the other one is in the main administrative and habitation building.
I mean,
So you are in the design bureau.
yeah.
You can have any reason to have wandered over here. You don't have to like.
He's very smart, but he's got like a lot. He's got like a lot to do, so we should like go.
Yeah, I think. So the thing is Reon actually still takes a lot of nutrient supplements because he doesn't actually eat a lot of food. So he is definitely one of those types that like when he enters into the space, he grabs what he needs and then heads straight back to his workstation. So yeah, that's kind of he's not antisocial. It's just he's, as they say, hyper focused.
Anyway,
So-
let's go because like the Dr. Xborg has a lot of stuff to deal with.
May I suggest that Dr. Reon, you probably had a meeting with someone in the design bureau to make sure that the interior design of this new warp room for the secondary warp was fitting to what you were planning. So
Okay.
on the way back, on the way out of that meeting, you swung by this mess hall to pick up some liquid lunch, and then you're heading out.
Okay, so he's currently running a diagnostic on his tricorder that he has in his hand, as he's getting basically a nutrient paste and supplements that he is going to be bringing back. And he's just kind of tapping away on it.
Like the human version of a cherry.
Jamila, the young newlywed, comes over and has been watching you, Vivi, and she says, "Oh, so that's your like workplace crush, huh?"
No, he is a very dedicated worker who has dealt with a lot of oh god, is it hot in here? Dealt with a lot of stuff that involved being he's really good at warp stuff. Shut up.
You totally have a crush on him. Vivi, it's okay. I mean, it's just very cool to see like someone who I admire and follow and look up to be just so, well, I was going to say human, but you're denopulent, so. But yeah, it's very sweet. I think you should ask him out. I mean, do you think he would be interested? Or what's the vibe? What's the vibe here?
He is dealing with like some a lot of stuff, and so I don't want to pressure him because he's dealing with a lot of like ex-Borg stuff, which is not my business. I'm not saying it to share it, but I'm saying it because he shared it. It's not my business to share.
We see his implants, you know,
but
it's
I
not
mean,
like hidden.
He's just really cool. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, listen, from a newly married person, I know you're not asking for advice, but I'm going to give it anyway. Here's the thing. It sounds like he's going through a lot, and, you know, like, maybe he just needs a friend right now. But, you know, that friendship could blossom into something else, but really, you just kind of got to make sure, like, you're not just coming in hot, and he's like, oh, you know, do you have, like, a reason to hang out besides work stuff? Is there something that you could, like, go to together or do together?
We could. Oh, I mean, he's very good at designing and thinking about engineering, and my job is to make engineering happen. We could have a talk about engineering. We could
Yeah, I mean,
engineer.
like not work stuff though, like something like recreational. Like, don't you have like fun things that you all do here or something? Or is it just work? Starfleet, work.
No, oh gosh. It's a lot of Starfleet, work, but also, oh gosh.
Wait, what is that?
But no,
and she
he
points
is-
to you have your data pad. There's a sticker on it with a symbol, and the symbol is of it actually has writing on it. It says Utopia Planitia Book Club. You're in a book club? Why don't you invite him to the book club? He seems like he would be into reading or
my God.
whatever.
I should
Also,
invite him to the
you're in a book club? I totally wouldn't have guessed you would be in a book. No offense. It's just that you're so like media and like HoloNet and stuff.
No. Here's the thing about book clubs. You can read the book or not read the book. The point is to drink tea and eat snacks.
Of course.
Should I ask him to the book club?
You totally should.
Should I do that now?
Well, I mean, he just left, so.
Okay, no, that's thirsty. You're right. I will ask him to the book club. I want to, because he'll read the book and then he'll overanalyze the book and then I'll read the book and then we'll talk about the book. Because I want him to think I'm smart. No one thinks I'm smart. And I want him to think I'm smart.
Who doesn't think you're smart?
Anyone who has ever listened to me talk.
But have they seen your cabin designs? Like
That's
the way
a-
you marry textures and weights? Even though everything sometimes is white, you manage to bring out the textures and the fabrics.
Thank you.
And then also, who else could marry a fluffy pillow with a brig? That's brilliant.
Thank you. And I think that that's the problem, is that like a lot of people think that there's one kind of intelligence and there's multiple. And that's why I think that we could read a book and then maybe have, I don't know what kind of food ex-Borgs eat, but I like a smoothie. We could just drink smoothies.
That
He's
sounds like a
so
plan to me.
cute.
But first, book club. That's step one, right?
Book club is step one. Oh, should we? Who else is in the book club? We should.
So, ending this scene, we actually are going to fast forward a little bit because the book club. Let's talk about the book club. A group of Utopia Planitia shipyard employees who gather to enjoy the arts and storytelling. And it's a book club, but it's also really a holodeck adventure club. And so let's fast forward to later in the day. After the day has ended, the open house is over. All of your lovely guests have gone back to their Martian hotels. One lovely 80-year-old woman has gotten a shuttle south to the extreme winter sports. And you all have gathered for dinner after your workday has ended. Now, Utopia Planitia Book Club. We might have to retcon a little bit from what we had established before, but that's okay. This is our first time establishing this in-game. Now, if Vivi and Reon have not been in the book club together before, Vivi has this sticker. Is Vivi already in the club, or did she just find that sticker somewhere and thought it was cool and stick it on her pad? I guess the question is, which one of you is in the club already and which one of you will join the club? Because I think that's what we need to do.
I don't know. Is this something that was established in the session 0 that I missed? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
and
we
your character
established
could-
it was one of the pre-stream ones. We talked about our the incident of our poker game, like what's our thing that we all.
What you got, Bonnie? Because you've got an entry here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my character surprise, actually has a book club, but none of you are invited. But I'll go.
that's
I'll
a
join this
different
book.
book club.
No. But I'll join this book club. This book club sounds a
You
lot
can be
more
in 2
fun.
book clubs. Absolutely.
I'm in 2 book clubs. No, I actually run a book club, but it's very,
It's a different one. Yep.
If a ship
know,
can
it's
have
kind of
2 warp
remote.
cores.
Exactly.
It's not.
Yes.
It's with my friends back home. It's virtual. It's not here. But I would like to join one here and make friends here. This sounds way more fun. I'm turning into Mrs. Claus.
Or maybe you
I
started
want to
this
join a book
because
club.
you're trying to have like a moment where you like can be, oh, I love this. I love that you had a book club.
But this book club sounds way more fun. I think I want to join this one. If it's like an adventure party, count me in.
Or like, you could have both where you had this book
Oh,
club.
I will
you
have
came on
both.
the ship.
Yes. That is definitely a thing.
Yes.
But I think this one will be more fun with all of you. I need a recreational activity. That sounds weird to say out loud. I don't have many hobbies.
So
I'm in the
would
book
love
club.
to-
Is your answer, Aliza? I'm in it.
Okay, yes, you are absolutely. I'd like to intercut, and Eric, if it's okay with you, is it cool with you for Rylem to be newly invited to the
Sure.
book club?
Yeah, you'd be trying that out.
In that case, Vivi, I'd love to see a scene before this dinner meeting of you inviting. How would you invite? Tell me how you would invite Rylem to the meeting.
Vivi goes up. Hi, Doc.
So you go up to the warp lab?
Yeah, up to the warp lab. Hey, Doc. I know we've been talking about ideas for dual warp cores, and I have these ideas, most of which are, I thought that it would be really fun if we could add an element of danger to the idea that, the ship or the raw ships were, dangerous. So I am building up my ideas from various books. From obviously, I grew up on Earth. So I am trying to work with a bunch of books that I think that would be very good at designing or inspiring fields for dual warp cores. But I don't think that's the same as having someone who is really good at this be part of the book club that we're a part of. So, mostly I know that you are very business, but if you wanted to be a part of where we start to work on fantasy and sci-fi as business, because I know there's like all of this Earth sci-fi that doesn't make any sense. It's so stupid. It's so old. But if you came on here and you hung out, we could maybe have fun and have fun discussions.
Sorry, could you summarize that for me? Do you mean?
Come join our book club because I'm very smart.
Oh. I don't do a lot of recreational reading. That's not to say I shouldn't. I probably could benefit for some recreational reading, honestly.
Yeah, like some funsies. And the great thing is that like no one will judge you for the way that you interpret stuff. So.
It'd just be nice to not be judged walking into a room.
Yeah, I feel the same way. A bunch of us have a book club where we all hang out, and we're all very smart people, and I think that you would be an asset to the club because we could all just hang out.
Sorry, how does a book club work exactly?
So the way that a book club works is that we all meet up once a week, and then someone tells us that we need to read a book, and then none of us read that book, and then we all meet up in a week and just like drink booze. We will read the book though if you're around. I think that it would be really fun, and I think that having you there would be a really fun moment.
He just kind of like thoughtfully touches the side of his he has a habit of like tracing the scar on the side of his head when he's thinking, and he just kind of like says, let me think about that as I'm.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
I don't
not
wanna...
a no. It doesn't sound.
I would like a reason. Look, you're an ex-Borg. I'm an honest person. I would like a reason to hang out with you more.
Because I'm an ex-B?
Because you're a you.
Okay.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I was too forward. I apologize. If you want to come to the book club, come to the book. Oh gosh. If you want to come to the book club, come to the book club. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
It's all right. Maybe I'll come by the book club. I'm not really a booze drinker, but...
You don't have to. You can just... I think we would all enjoy if you came. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay. So, Vivi, very awkwardly leaving the warp lab, and it's late. It's past work hours, not your normal shift, but Rylem, you're known to work late.
I'm gonna.
And sometimes you're. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if I may, as soon as she walks out, he kind of just thinks for a moment, and then he walks over and taps his communicator and says, "Rylem, Kila."
Unmute.
I am muted, but I'm here now. Go for Kila.
What are you doing right now?
My book club? No, nothing. What's up?
Did you just talk to V, or are you cracking a joke completely unrelated to the fact that I was just invited to a book club?
V talk to you?
Yeah. I need your perspective on something.
Sure.
Can I swing by? Are you in your
Stop on
quarters?
by. I got nothing to do.
Okay, I'm on my way.
All right.
Sets down the data pad and says, Felicia, just don't. And then he leaves.
I'm still on comms. Bye, Felicia.
And then he'll peek back in and go, sorry. Sorry, the gradient resonance field that I'm actually establishing for a sort of like a preliminary working blueprint for the tractor beam, that's still dependent on whether or not we're going to be authorized to completely rip out the entire promenade deck on the saucer section. So don't do any work on that, because I don't want you devoting too much of your energy to something that's going to maybe not even happen. So just take the night off.
Okay. Oh, great. Okay.
Thank you for all your help today.
That wind conditions are great. Maybe I can go do some solar sailing. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Good night. Have fun.
Thank you. And he'll just head straight to Kila's office.
Okay. All right. And so, deciding we are at time.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel.
Oh, perfect. We must do this next time.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, what are we gonna talk about? Kila wants to know.
Yeah.
Star Trek dating simulator.
We'll pause this scene, so we'll pick back up next time with Qila and Rylem. And before we end this chapter of Clear Skies Perseverance, it is nighttime on Mars, dinner time. You all are making your various plans and having conversations about this book club. What is happening? There's a book club. There's another book club. There's 2 book clubs. Vivi is kind of processing, having just basically asked her coworker out, who she's had a crush on for a long time, but not really asked him out. But oh my goodness, what did he think? And over in Salvage, that force field has been turned up a notch, as Tovaa said, making sure nothing comes out. There's also security that's going to do circuits over the night. But as the night wears on, at the time that your book club conversations are happening, we just peek back in over to Salvage. There's low density of people in the room now. It's the late night shift. People are just kind of skeleton crew, mostly security and running tests. And we just see from across the warehouse that faint glimmer in the hull. Glimmering, billowing, glimmering. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
There's a light in the attic.
Yay! Thank you all for tuning in to Clear Skies Perseverance. Thank you to my fabulous, delightful cast. I'm so excited you all have now met our characters, and we'll continue to see how how their relationships grow and what's going to happen with the thing on the ship. And is Veluth ever going to get a moment's rest from all these people everywhere? Is Carmen going to win the extreme sports in the southern winter on Mars?
She better.
Oh, I looked her up. I know she is now. My money's on her.
Great. Well, that's it from me and from all of us. Thank you for tuning in to Cryptic Studios and the Streampunks. Have a good night and see you next week.